I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Uh-oh, it's the two Al's, one pod again. Can you believe it? We're back again. We keep coming back. 249. You know, the next one's going to be 250, and we have something wild happening, but not today. Today's going to be, you know, the usual. We say things, some of them seem legit, some of them seem just incoherent, and I'm usually the incoherent one of the two. But anyways, I'm Al Ducharme. I'm in front of my armoire in my office, and the guy next to me is Al Romas, and he has a Beatles mug, and he is at his dwelling in Clearwater, Florida. What's going on?
Good afternoon, Alfredo. Yeah, my Beatle mug. This was, if you're on Patreon, you can see it. It looked familiar to you from the Get Back documentary that aired 2 years ago, I believe, over Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And the Beatles drank their tea out of those. And
Where'd you get that?
I commented that I thought it was awesome and I'd like one. And then 3 weeks later was Christmas, and my sister had one made locally.
Mm-hmm.
She took pictures off the TV, brought it to a local, what do you call her, ceramic maker? What would that be? A ceramic maker? Okay.
Pottery place?
Potter, maybe a potter.
Not a Harry.
Works with clay.
Not a pothead.
Not a pothead. Well, a potter. I'm
yeah, could be.
A potter is a pothead. They like their weed. And and had it made. And Christmas morn, I went up to Maryland to be with her and the girls, and she gave it to me, and it's just it was, you know, just unbelievable. One of those just unbelievable gifts. And so that was my sister, as most people know, or some people know, and but she had battled cancer for 20 plus years, and ependymoma was the type. And it reached a point a couple weeks ago, two weeks ago, and she passed. And we're going to I'm going up to Maryland this weekend. We're having
the memorial,
the service for her, and delivering a eulogy. And I feel pressure. On this eulogy.
Yeah.
I feel like
your
it's
sister
more than a
obviously
gig.
Your sister, obviously, I think she more than liked you. I think she loved you. And by getting you a Beatles mug, really,
it was,
makes the point of that. But Linda, who I personally didn't know, but only through our
you never
Facebook
met her,
but
she knew you. Yes.
Yeah, we were in contact over the years. And
she was a big fan.
Big fan of the podcast. And she had a sharp sense of humor. And
she did.
And I think, from what we understand, she would like you to sprinkle the eulogy with some humor. You are a professional comedian, and I think it's appropriate.
Yeah, we're getting some messages sent, and yes, she doesn't want to be mourned. She wants to be celebrated, and she'd like laughs, and it's coming across as a big thing with her. She wants some laughter, so. Try to throw some stuff in there. It's tough. Have you ever done one, a eulogy for, I mean, not a sibling, but any eulogy at all? Or have you got, because it's the opposite of what we do. You know, we're in front of a crowd with a mic. The whole goal is they have to laugh. And now the goal is we want to, remember this person with some laughter, but certainly, in a respectful way. And so it's a weird thing for a pro comic.
True. I have not done the eulogy. I've done some bachelor party speeches. I've done some
that's not
nuptials, but it's well, you're implementing humor. During the nuptials, I'll do like an icebreaker, but this is different. This is
that's telling the hooker to pull the Bing cherry out of the groom's asshole. It's a little different than a eulogy.
You were there.
And that thing was raw, man. That guy was not clean.
You were there. I can't believe it.
Yes.
Yes. What I'm just saying, you're saying it's the opposite, and I'm confirming that it's the opposite of what we're used to doing.
Yeah.
But I think, your sister was very courageous, and, she was a warrior, and but she also had a keen sense of humor, and you're a
That's what
professional
got
comedian.
her through it.
Hmm.
And everyone, I think, really kept, not only she has tremendous amount of friends, or had a tremendous amount of friends, but the sense of humor was really everything. Like, everyone comments on that. The messages I get, not only the strength and the bravery, they were just like, but she was so funny. They go, she was always so fucking funny. And that's what I mean, I do it professionally, but if that was me reversed, I'm not being funny. I would be miserable. You know what I mean? Like, she was able to just be like, oh, you know what? Okay, that sucks, but we'll do it. We'll get through this today. We'll get in the car. We'll go somewhere. We'll go to a concert. We'll go have some wine, whatever. Whereas me or anyone else, I think, would be in bed going, fucking woe was me.
And her social media handle was Chemo Linda.
Chemo Linda, which I did not like.
Well, she embraced it, and she,
I know,
and used that.
She thought it was funny. She thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, but yeah. So friends from getting messages from, people I haven't seen, literally haven't seen. They were in high school with her. They're writing, they're going, we're going to put a car together of 4 or 5 of us. We're coming down. I'm like, oh, great. I'm like, I haven't seen you since you were 16. Now you're, 50 something. So, whatever.
Can I ask you a personal question?
No, I'd rather you didn't.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Now, how much does this gig pay? How much is this you're making for the eulogy?
I gave him a, I gave him a good price.
Is there agent involved? Are they getting a commission, or are they waiving it under the circumstances?
Agent? What are you talking about? What agent?
Oh, you book direct.
I go direct.
All right, trying to keep up the humor here.
Look
folks.
at Alfredo trying to start a little shit here early in the pod. Certain ears might perk up. I see where he's going. All right.
But bravo to you too, buddy, for taking this on. I know the girls, have to be strong during this as well, and they're in college. And
it's just, we've all been through something in that way, parent or, but it's a sibling is, and younger too is just, it's like the old with the kid. It's wrong. Doesn't feel right. Like, what the hell? And then it's in waves. It's like this. Jimmy Buffett had a good quote about it, but it really does come in that waves and then things are like, you're all like, hey, you feel pretty good, and then you see a picture, and it just fucking crushes you. You know what I mean? Or a memory, and then you're laughing, and you're like, but then the next day,
and that's
it's very, very tough. But I was glad to work last week, and then this week, because I can feel it this week, you're just waiting around. And so yesterday, I got up, drank a couple of coffees, had a coffee cake, and then thought, you know what? I go on a bike ride. I should take a bike ride. It's only 112 degrees outside. You know what I mean? Let's get on the old e-bike, take it down to the beach.
Well, that's it. If it was a pedal bike, you wouldn't have done it. But throw a little electric engine in there. I can handle the triple digits right now.
The little engine that could
get some fresh air.
Yeah, and but even in the electric bike, in that heat, you're still working your ass off. So I take it down to the beach. I turn around and I start coming back, and between the heat, the 2 coffees, and the crumb cake, I needed a bathroom. and I'm on a bike on a beach area. There's nothing.
So suddenly the electric motor on the bike becomes second to the organic matter powered pedaling.
Yeah.
I'm trying to step over things.
I cranked it. I pedaled my ass off, literally, and finally, but there was nowhere to go. There was nowhere. Where normal, if you don't need a bathroom, if you don't need a bathroom, they're everywhere. When you need a bathroom, there's no bathrooms, none. So I'm riding the bike. Finally, Publix. I see a Publix. I get to the Publix. I lock the bike up. It's a process, Then I run in, and a lot of the Publix are new, and they'll have multiple bathrooms, stalls.
Okay,
it's kind of nice, This one, fucking old school. It's a toilet
Oh no.
and a urinal. And the toilet door it locks, but it doesn't close all the way. So there's like a gap
There's no lock on the door?
There's a lock, but it's the gap between the closing and the wall.
But the lock on the outer door, because it's a double person?
No, it doesn't. The lock, there's no outside lock. The person can come in and use the urinal.
So some woman can come in with her child.
Well, it's a men's bathroom, sir.
Well, they do it. I'm telling you right now. I've experienced it when all of a sudden, or a dude walks in with his kid.
Well, that's kind of what. So I sit down and I basically I'm blowing up the public.
You have a lower intestinal evacuation.
There's an event.
It's Cape Canaveral shit.
It's escape Canaveral shit. It's I'm having an event in here, man.
3, 2, 1. Houston, we have a situation.
That's right. So, but here's it. So I'm going. It's happening. Then I hear the door open.
Of course.
And I'm like, that you could just go, really?
Really? Just no one's been in here for 2 hours.
Exactly. And then I hear pants being undone and like stuff happening.
Jerking off?
Well, I look out the space in the door and it's an older man. He's not jerking up, but he has his hands down. His pants are on the floor. His hands in his underwear. And I think he might have sharded or something. He's like trying to fix himself. And I'm like, are you kidding? This is unbelievable.
The timing.
I can't.
Meanwhile, he probably didn't. He didn't lock up his e-bike. That's what happened there. He said, "Screw this! I'm not locking the e-bike up."
He's doing a podcast right now talking about being in a bathroom while a guy just shit his brains out, and he had to hear the whole thing.
Could he have been adjusting a colostomy bag or something else?
That's possible. It could have been doing something like that. He was adjusting something. Something was.
It wasn't sexual. It was
no.
It was a comfort situation.
And I looked and speaking of, there'll be nothing sexual for the rest of my life after viewing that scene. I'm out. I'm done. But it just, and then I was kind of done. I mean, everything was gone. And then I had to sit there.
Did you flush? Did you do a courtesy flush?
I waited because I didn't want to.
Oh, it's permeating the little air.
No, it didn't smell bad, but I didn't want to deal with this guy. I didn't want to come out of the stall right there and have underwear man.
And we'll, hey, are you the comedian?
Exactly.
We just saw you at Vasani's.
That's like one time I got out of there and all good. There was one time during COVID, I took a change jar. You fill up a jar with change and you take it to the grocery store. Yeah. Well, you take it to the grocery store and you pour it in there and they count your money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And things are not going well in your life when you're cashing in a change jar. You know what I mean? Like things aren't, So anyway, it's COVID. I should go cash in this change jar. It's like they might have $9 in it. And I'm dumping it out and the cashier comes over with a new worker at Publix and the cashier goes, hey, Al. And I go,
no,
Hey.
Goes, it's the comedian. I saw you at Vasani's.
She goes, this is Al Romas. He's a famous comedian. And
things are going well.
Shing, 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 I'm dumping pennies into a change counter and getting a receipt for $4. Oh, how are you? I am quite famous. I'm very well known. I do very well. Yeah. Like, oh,
that's God. Hysterical. I do remember
the timing.
Yeah, I do remember
the timing. You could never. Come on. Not when I'm buying an expensive.
So it happened twice to you. It happened twice to you in a day or two. The timing, it's like
the timing is it's not good, and hey, what can you do?
And you have to have good timing to last 4 decades in stand-up comedy world. So
you'd think. Although I worked nameless guy I worked with a week or two ago. You talk about years in the business. We've all done it. You read the room. Mm-hmm. This guy, there was a late show. The crowd was younger, wild. They wanted it was dirt. Like you could tell,
wanted filled.
Yeah. He's not a real dirty act, but he decided he was like, oh, you know what? They want it dirty. I'm going fucking dirty. And they hated him. And it was just a perfect example of watching going, wow, you read it so wrong.
Or played his hand. He's like, his dirty was not the dirty needed. And if you're relatively clean and you don't do dirty at all, and then you attempt it, and you haven't done it in like 5-6 years, it's not gonna go well.
No, it comes across as clean with fuck a lot, and it's
forced.
just saying fuck a lot. But it was wild to watch, man. It was like, because I was just watching this whole thing, and you could tell his brain. He was like, and then after about 10 or 15, he was like, "What? I thought we were going dirty. 11:30. This is what you want." And at that point, they're not coming back. They're just like, "Nope, we don't like you. We're done."
Did anybody yell next?
No, thank God. That's the worst one, man.
So when you went up, what happened?
I did my regular act, and it's dirty enough, and it went okay, but I didn't go overboard.
So you were refreshing to them when you stepped up. They're like, "Thank God," and they're like, and then they go, "Let's give him a few minutes, see how he does," and then they're like, "Oh, okay, this is a good way."
Yeah. It was just, I mean, the other guy's good and all. It was just a weird, like, read the room completely wrong. And after so many years in, you like to think you know how to do that, read the room. But it can always be wrong. I mean, how many times are you wrong when you guess this crowd's going to suck and they're great?
Well,
whatever.
Guess what? That just happened this past weekend. Me and Bernadette Pauly, we actually went to this club thinking, okay, it's probably our last time here. They moved the club down in Ventura Harbor. Our friend Andres, he moved his lease.
Fernandez.
Yeah, his lease ran out, so he moved the comedy over to he has 2 other restaurants in the same complex. So he made a nice little intimate comedy room. I'm like, how's this going to go? We're used to this big room. When the big room would fill, it was amazing.
Am I wrong? Is he a cook?
Yeah, he owns 2 restaurants and a comedy club. And so he's like multitasking.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
that's what I had heard. I didn't know he was still in comedy. I thought I'd heard he had a restaurant.
He'll go out. He went up and did 10 minutes, and then we did tag team after that. But then we're like, oh, this isn't going to work out, and we had 36 people, but it only seats 40. So we're like, so it was like a full house.
You get a bonus if
so
you
we're like,
40.
oh, this is going to suck. And then it's like, we could do no wrong. They were like a magical little crowd that just wanted to go out and have fun. So there you go. We did not read it. We didn't read the room well.
Was that 2 shows a night or just one?
No, it was 1 and 1. It was
all right.
Yeah.
Sometimes those clubs will do 2 and you go, look, we had 36 the first one. Let's not let's just try one show and try to get
we don't want to do 6 for the next.
Yeah.
And I guess who was in the front row? 1980s model turned actress, Steven Seagal's ex-wife. You have 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Kelly LeBrock.
Bing, ding, bing, bing, bing.
Wow.
Dude, out of the gate. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Weird Science.
Yes, Weird Science. Wow.
Lisa from Weird Science. Wow. How's she looking? First off, how's she looking now? That's the
question. Looks good. She's 63. She looks good, but she's had work. So she's got the carp. She's got the carp. Her physical being part for a 63-year-old woman, she looks great. But she had a little bit too much of the LA, maybe a half facelift, but she had bobo and some big lips. And she was wearing a ball cap. And of course they held the show for 20 minutes because she was with a party of 5. So there were 6 of them total. And they wanted to sit in the front row. So it was like they held the show for 20 minutes. So I was like, fuck. I'm here. Now we're here 20 minutes longer for this crowd that's going to blow. Yeah. He said Kelly LeBrock is supposed to be here. He goes, I have no idea if it's Kelly LeBrock, but do you remember her from the, I'm like, yeah, of course, from the posters, and she was a sex symbol.
Sure. Yeah.
And again, when I stood up there, she had the bass. She was a little incognito, but
did you mention her?
No, I didn't go there.
I would have sang Weird Science.
I know you would have.
That would have been fun.
You were missed. I thought about flying you out.
Oh, that would have been great.
Just to sing Weird Science.
just like after every 5th joke or something, just look at her and go, Science! I mean, there's only 36 people. Why not?
Yeah. So
wow, that's it. That's fun. That's I haven't seen her in a long, so I'm kind of picturing. I think the last time I saw her, it was a picture with her and Seagal, and they were both kind of big. They bulked up.
Yeah, she's she's put on the 63-year-old woman weight, but not out of hand. She
Yeah.
still cares about her looks. And, you know how it is. People put on a little, LA, they put on a little bit of weight or whatever. And then all of a sudden, all right, I'm going to get a personal trainer again and start eating well. And they do that for a year or two until they go off.
Right.
But she
I was
seemed like
reading
she seemed fit. Her arms seemed more fit than like a picture I'd seen of her when I came back home. I'm like, well, she was better.
When I was,
she looked like she
when
was
you were
about
jerking
15.
off.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the videotape.
Please.
Oh,
This is
wow.
why,
I got to mix
pay
up.
for
This
Patreon.
is you in a Publix restroom. That's not the videotape we wanted. Hold on. Let me see. It's a glitch. I
Wow,
can't.
you work fast. I just told that story and it's pretty good work, sir.
That thing went viral.
Hey, good. Finally, I'll take
Finally.
it. Anything. I don't give a shit what it is. So the gig otherwise went well, I guess. 36 happy people.
Yeah, we were like, all right, this is it. This is the end of this club, blah, blah, blah. And of course it had a little bit of intimate magic to it. So I was like, all right, well, maybe we'll do it one more time.
You never know when you're going to need $400, man. So keep that
400
available. Keep that available to you.
That pays?
I'm guessing 2 shows. I'm not guessing much more than 400. That's my guess there. Anyone thinking about a career in comedy?
Me and my gal did it together, so the money was higher, but we weren't.
Yes.
Well, Andres is a friend of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. We worked a few things. I remember him
usually,
as a comic.
if I just message, I go, "Hey, you got a weekend this month? Yeah, we'll put you in." So it's that kind of relationship.
Yeah, they're good. Those are good to have. I mean, I wish those, I have a couple. I wish they paid more because that would be nice, but they're what they are,
Well, we knew we were going to have a week off. So I plugged that in. And then because we're going camping, we're going glamping up in Lebec, California to an alpaca farm.
I'm sorry?
Glamping, camping?
With yuck. What's glamping?
Well, you're not sleeping on the ground. This time we have a cabin.
Why glam? Glam, like glam? It's
glamorous. It's just a word, yeah.
It's camping, but with a little glamour.
It's a made up word
that's
it's not even in the dictionary, but it's slang. So
I think you're too old and white to say glamping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Say camping from now on. Camping.
Right. No, we're going to a mountaintop cabin.
Did you see the Barbie
It's 80
movie?
acres.
That sounds like something from the Barbie movie.
It's so funny because we just saw it last night. And,
oh my God. This is over. Good night, everyone.
I said, she goes, you got to talk about it in the podcast. He's going to go, that's it. And so I said the exact words. I go, Romas is going to go, I forget it because he didn't see it. Did Kelly want to go see it? Did Kelly see
it? No, that's why I'm with her. She has no interest.
Okay.
No.
Well, our friend,
we're going glamping
Bernie's friend, but our friend and former neighbor, Melissa, this is her third time seeing it.
What?
And she went when it was, a craze, a line around the corner.
Did she take her picture in the Barbie box in the lobby?
No, we didn't do that. But we did take a picture in front of the digital sign that said Barbie, and we all had drinks in our hand out here.
The finger?
I didn't do the finger.
Yeah.
We went out. We had a drink before the movie, and then we got a drink at the bar at the movie because the old ArcLight, which is now, what is it? AMC bought them out. So they have the bar restaurant and you just take your cocktail in. But there was only, Bernie, how many people were in the theater last night? Maybe a dozen? Yeah, there was
I get the feeling you and Bernie don't go where it's crowded. Your shows or movies. You like it empty.
No, we're not, when we have a trip coming up, we have a European trip coming up. The COVID is making a little bit of a bump. We're trying to, Melissa booked us in the top row. So there was no one sitting behind us and there was no one in front of us. And we sat center, a friend of ours, Melissa. She's a former neighbor.
The one who saw it 3 times?
The one that saw Barbie 3 times, yes. And she wanted to bring her boyfriend, Lee. And I think he may have been a little reluctant to go see it as well. He said, all right. So it was like a double date bullshit thing. And
that sounds adorable.
Lee didn't really comment on the movie at all afterwards. He was kind of quiet. I said, great execution. I'm a big Margot Robbie fan, both in her physical appearance and also, she's producing major motion pictures in her 20s. She's now 32. She produced this along. Did Will Ferrell produce it too? Will Ferrell and her produced it, executive producers. They got it made. Ryan Gosling is really good. It's a ride.
Yeah.
But you went to go. You saw Elvis, and you gave me shit because
I saw it at home.
Bernie and I. Well, Melissa bought us tickets.
No, I'm saying, but Elvis was good. It wasn't. Are you going to compare seeing?
I don't
Elvis
know. We watched 5 minutes of Elvis at home, and we bailed.
Well, you guys,
and you gave me shit. You guys have no imagination. Well,
you have high standards.
I'm like, this is not the same guy. This is.
You can't watch
the Al Romas I know.
You can't before, watch stuff.
And then the Al Romas with Kelly is a different Al Romas. He's a little bit more open to things.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
It's a great thing. It's a positive. But
1,000%. I agree.
You drink rosé now by the gallon.
I don't drink rosé. It's Riesling. we enjoy a Riesling.
We enjoy sweet wine.
We enjoy a little Ries while we watch Chopped, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Absolutely. How great is that to be home with your girl? Your gal, your significant other.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Everything is better. Riesling,
well, especially after the last
you would never touch. You'd never in a million years touch, but.
No.
Under the right circumstances, all of a sudden there's an atmosphere, and it's like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, no, I get it, and I've been doing the Oasis, so I've been doing home 2 weeks, home 5 days, Oasis 2 weeks, 5 days, 2 weeks. So just to be home right now, and then next week, part of next week too. It's just I'm enjoying it. When do you leave again? When will you head back out to entertain on the cruise ships?
Where were you when we were getting high?
After
somewhere in the what?
After you're glamping, of course. You got to go glamp, and then that way you get relaxed.
Somewhere in the landslide. What are the lyrics to Oasis's song? Cannonball?
I don't know. I know Wonderwall. What's that?
Wonderwall.
Yeah. Cannonball.
I don't know.
Cannonball.
Yeah,
when do you leave again for the high seas, the adventure?
Well, we're doing our camping trip at alpaca, camels, donkeys, horses, and other wildlife that it's not on the 80-acre ranch. We'll go out on October 20th.
Is this the old Spawn Ranch? Do you go to the Spawn Ranch?
No. October 20th. I'm sorry, September 20th.
Do you know what the Spawn Ranch is?
No, I'm finishing my dates in my head.
Do you know the Spawn
We'll get
Ranch?
back to this. We'll get back to your sperm ranch. Here we go.
Spawn.
Yeah, sperm. September 20th, we fly to Barcelona. We overnight there, and then we join a celebrity cruise ship for 2 weeks. And
this is the big European vacation?
We go to Italy, France, Spain, and we do the Med.
That sounds nice.
We're going to go to Portofino. We're also going to go to Monte Carlo.
Oh, boy.
And Bernie has a friend that lives.
Do you have a tuxedo, Mr. Bond?
Well, it's funny. She has a friend that lives in Monte Carlo, so we got to hook up.
You got to wear a tuxedo, Mr. Bond, and
play
some roulette.
Of course. Yes, martini, shaken, not stirred.
Do you enjoy a martini? I have seen you. Have I seen you drink the martini? When we're together, we do the old fashions generally. You enjoy a martini?
Oh my goodness, we're being interrupted by SAG after Los Angeles. I have to decline this. All right. This is about this. The striking. We live 2 blocks from where they're striking here at Radford Studios.
I enjoy the
martini.
Just interrupt. I like how the regular people of the world are upset. They think all the actors are very rich, and this is ridiculous. And it's like they have no idea. They have absolutely no idea. But they all think like, oh, fucking rich actors. Fuck you. You make $40 million. Settle the strike.
No,
it's like no, not even close. Not even.
No, only a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of 1% make the big bucks. The networks and the executives, they make the tens and hundreds of millions. The Friends television show made billions of dollars, and the actors made a couple of $100 million each over 7 seasons, whatever.
I remember an executive at the time when people were losing their minds going, can you believe these guys are making $1 million a week on Friends?
Yes.
And this executive at a different network, he said, not only should believe it, he goes, they're the most underpaid actors on television.
Wow.
Because what NBC was making.
Yes, they were making $1 billion.
it's like 300 mil an episode, and they were paying out 6 mil in talent.
Yeah.
They'll do that for the next 100 years.
Yes.
I mean, that's fantastic.
They wanted them to stay. They stayed an extra year, and they wanted them another year, and then they said, "No, we're not going to do that."
Well, it's same with Seinfeld and Raymond.
Yeah.
Everybody's Ray. They gave them blank checks. They go, just fill out a number.
Mm-hmm.
We want another year. Fill out a number. And they're like, "No, we're done."
Because it was $1 billion for a season that they were going to make profit on.
Mm-hmm.
After all said and done, after production, paying the actors, percentages, back end deals.
It's hilarious when the American public was
they're so
annoyed.
Greedy. How could they get $1 million per episode? Because 10 million people or 20 million people are tuning in each week, and ads are paying for that. And go Google the dollar figure that Friends franchise, whatever it is, all the shit has made in
with
syndication.
With a T.
$1 trillion.
With a T. Did I ever tell you I don't know if I probably said on this podcast, but when I was at a comedy club years and years ago, I was talking to a waitress, and she was asking me, we were talking about television, and I said how it was so long ago. Ray had just gotten Everybody Loves Raymond. So anyway, I was saying, I know a guy who has a TV show, and then she goes, "Can I ask you a question?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, how does he get paid? How does that happen? I go, "What do you mean?" She goes, he has a TV show. How does he get paid? And then I said, well, because ad revenue, and the networks pay through that. The more revenue, the more money you make. She goes, I go, how'd you think he got paid? She goes, I don't know. She goes, I was thinking maybe every time someone buys a damn TV. Wow. She thought Ray Romano might get $2 if I go buy a Quasar from Walmart. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, but she was fantastic in the rap.
The only way you could even make that work is if Ford made Philco, which was an electronics company that made stereos and televisions, and they sponsored a particular show. So in a roundabout way.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But that's 1950s, 1960s. You know,
yeah. This was comedy club.
Yeah, this is ad revenue. You know. The higher ratings you have in a show means more people are watching it, means more money that a product will place, product placement. They'll pay more money. It's like the Super Bowl. How can you pay $1 million for a 30-second or $2 million for a 30-second commercial? Because,
speaking of Super Bowls,
look at that!
Look where we won't be going. Look who won't be there this year.
Oh, womp, 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 womp,
I made the trek. Mr. John Shipman was nice enough to
Johnny Shipman, drink him
nice
up, people.
To pick me up. That's right.
Let's go. Drink him up.
You don't have to leave, but you can't
stay here.
He picked me up.
We love that
in the morning, and then we had about 12 hours till the game time. But had a great time. But man, that was just as big a shit show as you can. I mean, I don't think you can see a worse game in person opening night. The whole nation watching, unless it was Aaron Rodgers going down.
Well, I was just saying, if you're a Jets fan, I was waiting for the opening. But if you're a Jets fan.
Right. I mean, at least we still have our quarterback, even though he didn't do anything. But
it's only the first game, and major adjustments can be made in the next few games.
Yeah, well, I felt like the old John McKay quote. It should have been used. How'd you feel about your team's execution? And McKay said, "I'd be in favor of it." That's you know what I mean. But for the Jet fan, I mean, I don't think there's anything ever been more of a Jet thing than that. That's the Jets.
It was poetic. It was the perfect storm. 4 snaps. Aaron Rodgers took 4 snaps.
But he comes out with the American
flag. They were talking about
the crowd
playoffs.
Insane.
They were talking
playoffs.
Super Bowl,
not playoffs.
Super Bowl appearance.
Super Bowls. He's got 2 or 3 years signed. Oh yeah.
But now he's 40. Is he going to be 40?
He's 39. Looking at that, fucking. They say it's that
next year
rehab.
40.
It's a brutal rehab.
It's Achilles heel. They named an injury after Achilles. The warrior.
Scott Achilles. He was a football player in 1948 for the Bears, I believe.
Arrow in the Achilles, infection, broken,
really?
Torn, infection, dead.
Look at you. You're like a historian.
I'm like a history
of some kind.
You're
a
like
history
of.
You're
like a hysterectomy. I'm like a history.
I am. I've been told I'm a little bit like a hysterectomy.
I've been told my act is history.
Yeah. I saw that Ducharme. How was it? Hysterectomy. You mean hysterical? No.
No, hysterectomy.
It was fucking painful. I feel like shit's missing now.
Romas, that's an abortion.
That was complete abortion. So was the Giants, by the way. So 40-0 in the rain.
Oh,
We have John and I swing by Dick's Sporting Goods, pick up a couple of ponchos.
Cox.
And we're sitting there, you know, and you're drinking beer and the water's splashing into the beer. And
it is, even if you lost by a little bit, you're at least there. You're there, the energy, but 40 zip in the rain is. Did you leave early? Yeah,
we left early. Left around the start of the fourth quarter. Like when it hits 40, we got to get out of here. Yeah, it was 40-0.
I'm surprised you waited to 40.
We're so stupid.
That's
maybe they come back
34. That's 34. It's like, come on, let's go.
Field goal.
What was it at the half? What was the half score?
I can't. I would say I think it was 26-0 at the half.
All right, so you stay for half of the third.
Yeah. But then what the problem we had, and also we want to get out of there because these fucking Giant fans, a lot of them, because of the weather and other things, they sold their tickets to Cowboy fans. So it was a lot of Cowboy fans.
How did that get worse? How did that get worse?
Now, near the half, the Giant fans are leaving. We're losing. It's raining. And now the stadium is, let's go, Cowboys. Let's go. And then we're like, we got to get the fuck out of here now. And that's when we bailed. It was 40-0. Cowboy fans had taken over the stadium.
Cowboys?
Yeah, these motherfuckers. New Yorkers who've never been to Dallas wearing that dumb jersey. And it's the worst, man. I would, if I could have public executions, that's who it would be. I would publicly execute anyone from the East Coast who wears a Dallas jersey and claims to be a Cowboy fan. You die in a public
That's
execution.
Sacrilege, man. That's just
it's the worst. It's the worst. You have no excuse. In New York, you have Jets, Giants, you have college. I mean, you don't go Dallas Cowboy. I could even see Eagles because Philly, 90 minutes away. All right. You don't go Cowboys. It's really the worst. But and then they took over the stadium and we were like, let's get the fuck out of here. That was it. Went back to Johnny's house, had a couple of bourbons. Watched the highlights, the lowlights, watched the interviews, and that was it. And then the next day, he dropped me off at Newark.
So he overnighted you in the guest room?
I was in the guest room. Got a 3:30 flight the next day. Got on the plane, 3:30. Looking good. On the tarmac.
I got the text. We're heading back to the gate. We're heading back to the gate. 2-hour delay. Finally got on the plane. Heading back to the gate.
Heading back to the gate. And then the pilot said, we're going to be timing out. So he goes, but officially, we just got to do this. He and the crew have to walk off the plane that they could walk back on. And that's a reset. He goes, so legally.
No.
Yeah. He goes, legally, we have to do it.
That's a loophole.
It was a loophole. So we go back and we're about to do it. Then he comes on. He goes, everyone, we need you seated right now. There's an opening and the weather is an opening. We can do it right. We have to go now.
That's not dangerous.
And literally, so all of a sudden the plane's turning and we just start motoring down the tarmac and we're in the sky.
You can hear the urgency in the flight attendants. All right, everybody, we got to go now. We got to go now.
Yep. And I was like, good, because we'd already been on the plane 3 hours of waiting. Right. And then we had a 3-hour flight. So it became a 6-hour flight to
And then
Tampa.
You ever been in one of those situations, if you travel enough, eventually it will happen. There's another flight that's going the same route that was leaving later than yours, and it ends up leaving before you. Yeah. And gets there. It's just like, you mother.
Yeah. And you know, travel is so bad because it's a clear day and he's dropping me off at like 1:00. I'm like, this looks like I'm not gonna have a problem. But you know there's gonna be a problem. That's how travels become. If your flight takes off on time and you get there on time, that's a miracle. Like that, you should be very happy. Because really, you're going to be delayed. You just got to go in there.
Connection in there. Oof. Well, especially this time of year with the thunderstorms and the heat waves that we've been having. It's just
lightning.
Especially flying down to Florida. I've circled Miami.
Afternoons.
I've landed in Fort Myers because we were running out of fuel. To refuel, to go back to Miami after the thunderstorms cleared out.
Yeah. Yeah. Anytime in the afternoon landing in Florida, summertime, you know, it's going to be an issue. But so when are you leaving? When's this airs Monday? You guys
and we'll be leaving on Thursday to do the overnight in Barcelona, and then we'll be joining that cruise ship for 2 weeks, which I told you about.
Nice. I'm doing my next one is Harmony of the Seas.
Whoa, you're not doing the hamster wheel, the Bayonne?
Not till I have 2 weeks left in October in Bayonne, and that's it for the year. I've done my
one of
time.
your favorite places to vacation, right?
Bayonne, love it.
Yeah.
Oh, the streets of Bayonne. I go to the Broadway diner. I get mugged on MLK and 34th, and then I go down to the cigar shop where the guy hasn't put a dime in it since 1922, and we sit on his ripped leather seats full of duct tape and old farts. It's a good time. Have a nice visit.
Those aren't real leather seats, though. They're pleather. That's why
they're pleather, all right. They're pleather. And then I always ask him, it's like one of those John Katz jokes where it's like it's a little thing, but it's annoying. Every time I'm in there, I go, "Do you have any coffee?" And then he goes, "No, the deli on the corner has it." Oh, okay.
Yeah, but if people are coming in and asking for coffee, maybe you want to put a Keurig in the corner. It's $100. It's
$100. Yes, and you have a cigar shop, and now you have coffee. Now you fix the chair. Maybe you have a business. Whatever he's laundering, I don't know what he's doing there. He doesn't want. He has no interest.
Charge $2.50 a cup of coffee.
Sure. Yeah. Right? No interest. None of that. No interest. This is the guy I go, can you fill my lighter? I'll buy like $70 worth of cigars. And I give him my lighter. I go, hey, can you put some fuel in there? And he goes, I sell lighters. I go, dude, I just spent $70 on cigars and there's nobody in here. And he goes, all right, I'll do it.
Wow, you got to ask? Holy shit.
I got to ask. Each time, it's like the coffee thing with this guy. He's fucking, it's memento or whatever. He doesn't know. There's no memory ever.
And you're a semi-regular because that's where you go.
I'm a semi, because I do 2 weeks. And that second week, I go to the diner.
He knows you. He sees that you're coming in.
100%.
This guy dropped $70 in here.
Yeah. I buy these, the hand rolled. So I'll buy 10 hand rolls for the week. There's like $7. And then I go, hey, can you fill this? And he goes, I sell lighters. Dude, I'm your fucking only customer today. Fill this bitch.
You got to walk in there with your coffee and walk right up and go, I'm going to get some more 7-Up, but you got to fill this up. You're buying hand rolls.
I know. I'm supporting this motherfucker. But every time I go, hey, do you have any? There's no memory of me every time because I go, hey, man, you have any coffee? And he goes, on the corner of the deli. Like not once does he go, we did this already.
Is he Turkish, Bosnian?
Yeah. So one of those,
something where it's a front
covered in hair. He's all hair.
Right, he's all hair.
Eyebrows connect to the mustache, connects to the beard, connects to the neck hair. Is
there any food particles anywhere?
There's a lot of stuff happening there. There's a lot. That's the guy, though, when we've talked about him before, but he has his cell phone as his business phone, and he doesn't like to go to work. He has hours on his door, but he doesn't.
You said you've been there, and it says the hours, and you're there like 15 minutes after, and he's not even there yet. He's pulling up.
Or I call him, and I go, are you open? He goes, and he'll go, yes. I go, well, I'm here. And he goes, yes. I go, but I'm here right now. You're not open. He goes, yes, I'll be open. Yes. Yeah,
that is such a front. That's a front.
Oh, yeah. There's stuff happening there, But anyway, so that's Bayonne. If you're ever into Bayonne and you want to go to, it's called Little Havana. Meanwhile, he does not have any Cuban cigars, of course, and nothing Cuban whatsoever. Cuban. He doesn't even have a fucking poster.
Middle Eastern.
Like I have Havana, but he doesn't even have that, and he's Little Havana. So okay, whatever. So this will air Monday. The next week, you'll be in Europe. I'll be on the Harmony of the Seas.
Oof, I'll be 7 hours ahead of you.
Gee. Oh my God, I love this. This is no freezing.
Yeah, I'm on the new T-Mobile 5G right here. It's amazing. The speed is amazing. It's a 15-day trial, and I'm sure after I let my Spectrum go, cable, that's when T-Mobile is going to throttle back
Mhm.
And things going to
Mhm.
slow up.
Mhm.
And then, but it's cancel any time. I'll just cancel and say, hey, you guys
I'm out.
throttled it back on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. Spectrum, man, that got crazy this week with ESPN and Disney and
I can't, dude, I don't know what to do.
all this shit. I don't know.
I have Hulu, but I can't get the game unless I pay an extra fee.
Which game though are we talking about?
I don't even know. I'm confused. When is Monday night is ESPN?
Yeah.
I have these packages and I couldn't get the games. I couldn't figure
Well,
it out.
ESPN they want to be off spec. They want their own thing. They want you to just buy the app on TV and pay them. That's it. In Disney.
What is the Red
ESPN.
Zone? The Red Zone's $99 a month and it plays all the games in the Red Zone.
But that's NFL Network.
Right. That's different.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great though. Red Zone is really
my
good.
friend has, he goes, my son got it 2 years ago. John Kiernan, my buddy John Kiernan, who I just spent some time down in Naples, Florida with him golfing. He goes, this is going to suck. I'm not going to be able to get into it. And he said, then I watched it twice and now he's totally hooked.
I know guys who watch that. They don't watch the game.
Yeah.
They watch the Red Zone because every 2 minutes or 3 minutes, you're in
action.
An action going to score a touchdown. And if you're a fantasy guy at all, that's the only way to, watch. But I love it. I just don't want to go down that road because I like to still watch the game. You know what I mean? Like I know if I have Red Zone, I'm only like I watch Manning Cast now on Monday night, and you don't really see much of the game, but they're entertaining. I'd rather watch those two.
And what are you watching that on? The ESPN app Plus?
ESPN 2. But I have ESPN.
Oh, you have cable. You haven't cut the cord yet.
No, because we have the condo. The HOA gives you Spectrum. It's part of our, and they don't give it. It's part of our.
It's part of the HOA. Got it. It's already paid for.
Yeah, I mean, I would get rid of Spectrum if I didn't have to have it, but since we have it,
well, it's included, so you're not seeing it. Mine was like, I'm on the road 6 months. Why do I have this?
Right.
My friends just moved up to the Hollywood Hills from West Hollywood.
Oh, moving on up.
Spectacular home, and they said, we cut the cable. We said, it's all apps now. I'm like, really? You guys did? Wow.
Yeah. But it really is.
And believe me, they weren't worried about
losing,
paying a little extra money a month. Believe me, they got this panoramic view of the entire beach, the ocean, the mountains from the hills. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, pray for no earthquake.
Well, what a way to go.
It's a risk. Yeah, what a way to go. There they go.
They figured the way this house is built, it's so sturdy, if it slides down the hills, it will probably land right on their old house.
There you go. It's good planning. Good to have a plan. You know what I mean? As they say. All right. Well, so what I was going to do, what do you,
I know you're going to Maryland. You're going to be, I don't want to do your thing.
Yeah, I just don't want to do picks this year for football. So I just want to,
sorry.
But all our teams are not looking good. That's all I'm going to say.
No,
your
the
team
Patriots
and
should
my
have
team,
won. And
they don't look good.
There was like a toe. If he got his toe in bounce, they would have won with a minute and a half remaining. And
they don't look good.
I don't know. It doesn't.
Let me ask you a question before we wrap here. It's no real answer, but if the Patriots did make the playoffs again this year, they don't make the playoffs. Is Belichick? Can he be fired? Is he on the hot seat? How many years
would he quit? Would he retire?
No, I'm saying how many? He won 6 Super Bowls. I think it's 6.
Yeah,
but
he won 6. Tom Brady won 7.
Right. How much does that give you? Can you just lose for the next 20 years? Then you can never be fired. Or is there
with a guy like Belichick and Parcells, it's like I know I can do it. There's these kids, these young players can be better. We can have a better team. It's just like you're always challenging yourself. But how old is Parcells now? I mean, Belichick.
He's got to be 71, 72. Got to be. But I'm saying, is there a point where Kraft goes, I got to fire this guy? Like, we're not in the playoffs ever again.
Kraft is in his 80s.
Right. He wants to see no Super Bowl.
And his wife is 40.
But I'm saying you're missing my point.
No, I'm not. I'm just throwing that in there.
How much goodwill does 6 Super Bowl give you? A lifetime? Or is he on the hot seat? Because they're not in the playoffs anymore. That's my
Well,
question.
they
I don't know
let
if it can be
they let
answered.
Shula go, right?
Yeah, Tom Landry,
Right.
Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys and fired him.
Yep.
I mean, it
So-
happened, but I just wonder because could Kraft ever fire Belichick? Is like that's my question, I guess, in a nutshell. You know, because they're all old and they're not winning, and it shows you again, though. Great coach. Who cares? You need players. Without players,
You got to have both.
you know,
It's the same
without
thing with a
players, though.
movie. You have to have a good script, a good actor, and a good director.
Yeah.
That can be a great film.
Editor too.
Oh, editing saves so many movies. Mm-hmm.
Goddamn right. All
On
right,
that
man.
note,
Yes, sir. So
I don't
yeah,
think I have to do much editing on this one.
That's a nice. Yeah, we just coasted through the whole thing, and I'm going to see a lot of people this weekend. It's going to be, you know,
I know it's going to be emotional, but I think
emotional,
you're
but
gonna,
overwhelming.
you're going to do the eulogy. You're going to knock it out of the park, and it's a celebration. It's a celebration. So
Yeah, if you're up in, if you got some Wi-Fi while you're glamping, we're going to stream it at 2:00, so you can actually see the eulogy in action.
which is 11
Watch me
o'clock a.m.
bomb.
for me.
Watch me bomb a eulogy. Simeon did one for his mother, and I was texting with him, and because I wanted a couple of tips
Sure.
on the eulogy. He goes, "Dude, I totally bombed it. Don't even ask."
Can I say,
Bombed the eulogy. Like, oh,
don't
boy.
go long.
Don't go long. Okay, that's a good. What would you say the time span? Because I've Googled it. A lot of them go anywhere from 8 to 20 minutes, and some are longer. I'm in the right now. If I just read it in front and like with a stopwatch, I'm in around 11 minutes without any audience reaction, just me reading. So you figure that's a little.
I was going to say 10 or less.
10 or less.
That's my opinion, only because the ones that I've either witnessed or heard about, once you go past the 10 to 12 minute mark, it's,
Yeah.
but if
Yeah,
a
then
comedian,
I'm going to do the candle bit. I go right into the candle bit.
right, and then
then
close
I
with
do
Star Wars.
So
and they are done.
I mean,
I would say don't go past 15.
Don't go past. Okay.
Don't go past 15 minutes.
Yeah. No, I know. I get it.
One comedian did 25. And I didn't see it, but I heard from multiple comedians saying, and you won't do this. There's a thing about talking about your experiences with the person versus making it about you. And when he got to the 10, 12 minute mark, the rest of it became about him.
Oh,
you won't do that.
No, I do.
Again, don't
see that happening though.
You're making it about your experience.
Yeah. No, and I can see a comedian making it. I mean, it's like when someone dies.
Did it. Yeah, he did his father's, and it became about him. And I'll be at Fasani's on January 15th, 9, 8, and 10:15 shows. So get your tickets. And
yeah. All right, good. Good note. I'm going to put that in there. Don't plug dates at eulogy. Thank you. Got it.
And we're out.
Thank you.
So long, man. Have a good trip.
You.
Iceberg, dead. Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The Two Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Two Owls, One Pod podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
What? Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary. This was a horrible mistake.
Go to patreon.com/The Two Dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.